Getting ready to simply prep the inner rocker panel. There's that existing flange and the spot welds drilled out, so more or less mimicking the location of those welds. Going to pre-drill with an 8-inch drill bit and then use the step bit to get to the proper diameter. I've prepped the inner rocker, drilled out the spot weld locations, stripped the e-coating off down to bare metal where I intend to weld, such as the bottom flange, that upper flange that marries against the outer rocker, and then all the other surfaces are simply scuffed. I'm going to use a weld through paint. It's similar to powder coating. It has a metal content in it that allows you to weld through it. I think its name is Project Farm on YouTube. Did some independent testing, compared to other rust coatings and weld through primers, and it was pretty impressive. Came out on top. So the rocker assembly is mocked together, clamped in place. You can see here at the rear the location of that inner brace. Mr. Fireman 164, I think it is, Roger, did a marvelous video outlining his process to fab that. I'd encourage you to see it if you haven't. But I'm going to take you through what I see as an opportunity. So here's the cross-sectional view of that rocker assembly. There are some vertical surfaces. The inside edge of the inner rocker is vertical. It goes down to the pinch weld, very strong, doubling up the outer and inner, and then up on top you have that angle, and then another pinch weld location where that doubled up metal provides a lot of structural rigidity. This is the location of that inner brace. That's just a temporary piece of thinner gauge metal bent into place to validate my measurements for that piece. And you can see the role that brace plays. It's a vertical element that provides additional strength. Again, it's like a mini I-beam, and you can see clearly down the length of the rocker there's an opportunity to extend that brace, add strength to a key structural area of a unibody car. So I'm going to capitalize on it. I've gone down this road and hacked off my inner rocker. I have access to the inside of my outer, which goes on first. I can put that in place, weld it from the inside, spot weld it down, spot weld it up, so I'm not having to compromise and dress the outside surface of the rocker. See, I started to mark the locations for spot welds, and then I thought, well, why would I drill through the exterior body when I can plug weld from the inside and drill out the brace, and then not have to worry about dressing up the exterior surface. So I think that makes a lot more sense. You see along the top I even measured out my locations for drilling and spot welding, but again, I'm going to do that from the inside. I'm going to drill out the brace. With the inner off, I have access to the profile to weld it together, so I don't see that as a problem. It is a heavier gauge support. It's 16 gauge steel. It's a bit of weight, but to compensate, I'm going to dimple die it. The dimple dies will add a little more vertical rigidity to that inner brace as well, and lighten the load. It'll look kind of cool too. Not that anybody will see it, but I'll have a picture for prosperity. So I'm going to start fabbing those inner braces now and come back to you. I'm going to build this in 3 sections. So you're seeing the start of the inner rocker brace and my fancy dimple dyeing. I think it turned out awesome. I got the fold marks ready. I wanted to dimple dye it first to remark the bottom fold. The reason I'm doing it in sections, I found a used metal brake on Kijiji, Craigslist for Canadians. And I'm going to put it in the metal brake and good to go. 16 gauge steel, dimple dyed. Be pretty sweet when it's done. We'll have to weld it together. Inner rocker brace shaping up. Hi, first test fit of the enhanced rocker assembly for the 67 Camaro build. I've taken the notion of that rear quarter rocker brace and replaced it with a new fabricated piece. It's 16 gauge steel that runs the entire length of the rocker assembly. It's a U profile that gets welded top and bottom to the outer rocker. It's dimple dyed for added rigidity and reduced weight. That brace, along with the outer rocker, gets welded to the A-pillar, to the heavy gauge door brace, and ties everything together quite nicely. There you see the inner rocker flange that goes around the vent. That was taken off the inner rocker, so it gets installed first. Like everything else, even the inner rocker needed to be massaged. This is its first test fit. So you see that flange with all the complex contours in it. It was a little scrunched, needed to flatten it out a bit in order to properly span that opening. And similarly, the inner rocker at the toe board, that flange needed a little working in order to give enough clearance. And I can reference my measuring points off my existing seat riser that's still in there. That's the clamp position. And then likewise at the back floor pan, again another reference point that I can clamp to and mark. All right, inner brace complete, ready to weld in. Take a look down the length. Here's your typical flange at the end. Ties in there all the way down to the A-pillar, and I've extended the tongue here that will weld up underneath this flange, and I can pre-weld that top and bottom to the outer rocker before installing it on the car. Here we go. All right, never one to miss an opportunity for a little pre-planning and coordination. As you know, I will be installing a Detroit Speed 4-point roll cage, and with the kit comes a inner rocker doubler plate where the bar assembly attaches. This plate gets installed 14.5 inches up from the wheel well to the back point. With the assembly off the vehicle, I can weld easily to it and then open it up, dress the welds on the inside, seal it with epoxy sealer, and also tie this contact point into my inner brace as well, and really strengthen that overall assembly. Let's go weld it on. All welded together and freshly painted, ready to install in the Camaro tomorrow. Yay, get to move forward. Inner rear quarter panel time. My existing one is toast, rusted all along the bottom. Lovely patch panel. I'm going to try and utilize as much of the patch panel as I can, which will take it above that circular cutout. The only interference I have is my horizontal steel bracing. I don't want to remove those braces while the rocker is all apart, so I'm just going to jog that patch panel around the brace, but still utilize as much of those contours as possible. I see value in that. So let me ease into the cutting and see what's underneath, and we'll come back to you. Well, the rot has been cut out, the patch panel prepped, drilled out for its future plug welds. See the profile at the top. I'm going to dance it around a bit, following some of the contours, making sure I got easy locations to dress the butt welds, and also making sure that while I'm welding it in, I can reference those circular cutouts and drill holes and the like. So with the clecos and those pins and the contours, it locks in pretty well bang on. So a lot of confidence there. So when you cut off that inner brace, you got to be, or the inner quarter panel, you got to be careful of that brace that runs inside the door jamb down. You see it there dressed. The middle of the patch panel is drilled out for plug wells, so you tie into that inner brace as well, and that brace the brace gets spot welded to the top of the rocker too, so ties in everything very nicely by design. Way to go, GM, back in the day. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna wrap up this next segment of videos. The outer rocker is almost ready to install. This is one of the last fitments. By keeping the rear quarter in place and tacking it to my frame jig, I have a good reference point in terms of lining up that outer rocker. There's not a lot of play here at the A pillar, so I know in terms of the height it's bang on. I haven't ripped apart the driver's side, so I can cross-reference measurements from the tip of the outer rocker to the cowl, and it matches the driver's side. So with that confidence and seeing that it lines up with my existing quarter panel at the back, I'm pretty certain it's in the right place front to back. At the A pillar, I'm pretty sure it's in the right position in terms of its height, because it's snugged up tight under that A pillar, and it's a heavy gauge steel there. But what I don't have any confidence in is the elevation of the B pillar. There's still a little play there. It doesn't quite fit good at the door jamb. It's pretty flimsy to begin with because of its rusted state. So I do need to put the door on to confirm the gap at the bottom of the rocker. It's an opportunity to create a better gap. So I need to validate that before I weld this in. I'm going to take you around to the other side and show you what I've done there. Okay, I'm very happy with how this enhanced inner rocker fits, or the inner brace of the outer rocker fits. You can see here at the A pillar the amount of additional beef added to that cross section under the flange, tying into the heavy gauge hinge support, top and bottom and the like, and that runs solid right to the back. I've more or less finished my fitment of the inner quarter patch, sandblasted the panel, ready to weld it in. All the reference points line up perfectly. I'm just going to tack it and cut it as I go, so it's a perfect fit. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So once the door is on, I can adjust the elevation of the rocker. It needs to come up in the back a bit, which would be consistent with that flange. There's a little bit of play there to raise it up, so I'm pretty confident that the front is bang on. The back needs to come up a little bit, and then we're good to go. The door installed will give me that confirmation, and I'll be ready to go. So I think the next time you see this, the outer rocker and that inner quarter patch is all going to be welded in, and we'll have an integral passenger side again. Till then, cheers.